All right, so let's start with today's session. So in our last session, we have started with login automation part. We have completed it. Okay, so let me just quickly revise what we have seen. So first I've told you how to get this credential like client ID, secret key, redirect URI. You need your username also. You need your TOTP key. Then you need your 4-digit PIN. Once you have these credentials, you can automate your login process. So if I run the code, it will take few seconds. It will authenticate my identity on the Fyers website, and then it will generate a access token. Now this access token, I'm saving it in the file access.txt. Okay, this is how the access token looks like. All right. So this is what we have covered in our last session. So today we will be covering how you can get historical data and how you can get real-time data. These two things we will discuss today. Okay. So let's make a new file now, history1.py. Okay. So how do you get historical data? So if you go to Fyers official website, okay, just go to version 3. Now, if you go to the left side, just click on data API. So in data, there are three things. One is history, one is quote, one is market depth. Let's try to understand each one of them. First, it is history. Okay, so you can just read about it. The historical data provides up to date for the symbol, everything they have specified to handle partial candle. So it's better if you read about it a little. You will get more idea about how does historical data work. Now, if you click on Python, they have provided us with sample code. Okay, this is the sample code. So I'll just copy it. Okay, and I'll come here and I'll paste it here. Okay, so to run this history function, we need two things. One is access token, one is client ID. So let's get it from our previous file. Copy and paste it here. Okay, so this with keyword will open the file access.txt and it will read the content from the file, and this is my client ID. Okay, now how does this history function work? This inside this history function, you need to send a dictionary, and in this dictionary there are multiple key value pair. Okay, there is symbol, there is resolution, there is date format, there is range from, there is range to, there is cont flag. Okay, what are these uh, key value pair represent? So you can just read about it here. So first it is symbol. So you have to specify symbol like this: NSE, SBI, and EQ. So let me just copy this. I'll copy this and I'll paste it here. So it's already the same. You can write any other stock name too. Like let's say you need Reliance data. Okay, so you need to write NSE colon Reliance. So see, if I do a right click, you can see the name of the ticker, NSE colon Reliance dash EQ. This is what we need to write here. So let me just change it. So instead of SBI, I'll write Reliance. Okay, the first thing is done. Now the second part is resolution. Now in resolution, these are the possible argument that you can send. Either you can send D, which represent day, then or 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, whatever you want, you can send. Let's send 1 minute. Okay. So I'll write here 1. It means 1 minute. Then there is date format. Now what is this date format? If you see, they have written the date format is a Boolean flag. Flag 0 enter the epoch value and 1 to enter the format, date format in this format. So see, there are two things you can send. Either you can send 0 or you can send 1. If you send 0, it represents epoch time. Now what's the epoch time? If you just search about it. So epoch time is a number which keeps increasing every second. And this counting started from uh, when did it started? I don't know. Just if I write 0. So it started from 1st January 1970. From that point onward, the epoch time kept increasing every second. Okay. So right now, this is the latest. This is the today's date. So if you just click on convert, it will give you epoch time. Okay. You can just read about it a bit more. You'll understand what the epoch time is. So what Fyers API is telling us, it is telling us that if you write 0, then you need to send epoch time. But if you send 1, you need to write date time. Okay. So first let me show you how do you fetch the data by using date time. Okay. By using this. Yes. Someone said something. Okay. All right. Yeah. So let's write 1 now. So instead of 0, here I'll write 1. Okay. Now since I'm writing 1, I need to specify the date in this format. YYYYMMDD. So let's do it. So I'll write here 2024 dash 02 dash, today it is 22, right? So this will be my
Yeah.
okay, I'll write 11. So from 11 I want till today. Okay. So I'll write here 2024 02 01. Okay, so this is my start date, this is my end date. So this is range from, this is range 2. And last is conf flag. Now what is this conf flag? Set config 1 to continuous data and future options. So this is not that important. Okay, let's run the code and see what data we get. So if I run the code, it is saying error from range cannot be greater than the 2 range. So see, this is my starting date, this is my ending date. So I have mistakenly written starting date before the ending date. So I'll just change this to 1. Okay, and I'll change this to uh, 22. Okay, this is my start date, this is my end date. So let's run it again. So you see I've got some data, and the data is too much. You can see if I scroll, there are a lot of data that it has sent me. So let's reduce the time duration. So instead of 2401, I'll write 24 to 11 till 13. Okay, only 2 days of data I'm fetching now. So if I run the code, it is saying again needs to be, okay, this is,
Date is wrong.
yeah, so I need to write here 12. So let's run it again. You see, this is how the data looks like. Now look at what data you are getting. Okay, it's a dictionary where the key is candle and the value is a list of list. I'll repeat again, the data that you're getting is a dictionary where the key is key is candle and value is a list of list. So I need this data. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll write data equal to response square bracket candle. Okay, so if I run the code again, okay, it's not candle, it is candles with an S. So I'll just write S. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll try to convert this list of list into a data frame. How do you convert a list of list into a data frame? First we'll import pandas as PD. Okay, then I'll write PD dot data frame and I'll send this data. Okay, let's save it in the variable df equal to this. Okay, now I'll just print this df. So what I did just now, I took the list of lists that I've got from the server and I converted it into a data frame. So see, if I run the code now, it is saying an error, no module name pandas. Okay, I haven't installed the pandas library. So let me install it, pip3 install pandas. This will install the pandas library. Okay, now let's wait for a few more seconds. So by the time it is installing, let me explain you a bit more about this historical data. Now there is some limitation to how much data you can fetch at a time. See, you can see up to 100 dates of data per request for these resolution you can fetch for. Okay, for 1 day, 1 week, 1 month resolution, up to 366 days of data per request for 1 day. So these are all the limitations that we have in the historical data function. So just read about it, you'll come to know. Okay, so it is installed now. So if I run the code, see, I just converted this list of list into a data frame where this 0th column is a date column. Then there is open, high, low, close, and volume. Again, this is a minute level data. Now I cannot say if it's a minute level data. Why? Because the date is in epoch format. Epoch is an integer format, right? I need to convert it into a date time format, right? So what I'll do, I'll take this data frame. First step is I'll convert this epoch time into a date time and I'll rename the column name. Instead of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'll write date, open, high, low, close, volume. This is what I have to do. So I've already written the code for this. So let me show you this. So this is the code that we need. So I'll just paste it here. So we'll write df dot column. So first I'm changing the column name. This is what I want my column name to be. Then I'll change the format of the date column. So right now it is epoch time. So I'm calling the to date time function to convert it into uh, normal time. So see, if I write print df, let me show you how the data looks like now. If I run the code, you see this is how the data looks like. Now there is date, open, high, low, close, volume, and this is my date in normal format. It's not in epoch format. It is now in date time format. Now look at the time. It is showing 3:45. It is not showing 9:15, right? Because usually Indian stock market starts at 9:15, right? So the problem is that the time zone is different. Okay, this is not a Indian time zone. This is a UTC time zone, universal time zone. So I need to convert the time zone now. So this is the code to convert the time zone. Okay, so you write df dot date, df dot date dot dt dot tz localize UTC, and then I'm converting it into Asia Kolkata. Okay, so now I'll show you the data again. Print df. So now if I run the code, now you'll see the date will be different. See, now the starting the first row is 9:15, then there is 9:16, 9:17, 9:18. Okay, I'll repeat again what I did just now. So I first got the data. After I got the data, I took the candle value. Candle was the key and value was a list of list. So I converted this list of list into a data frame. Now after converting into a data frame, I renamed the column name. Initially it was 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I changed it to date, open, high, low, close, volume. Then I converted my epoch time into date time by using to date time function. Now the problem was that the date time that I have, it was in some other time zone. So I changed the time zone to Asia Kolkata. Asia Kolkata means Indian time zone. Now when I run the code, you can see that I have a proper data frame with the Indian time zone. Now what I'll do, I'll just remove the time zone and I'll make my date as the index. Okay, so this line is converting it into Asia Kolkata. This line will remove the time zone. Okay, let me show you how it looks like when you remove the time zone. So if I run the code, see here you can see this plus 530. This 530 represent time zone. If you want to remove this, you just need to call the function uh, tz localize and send none in it. If you send none, it will remove the time zone. So this is the data without a time zone. Okay. Now I'll write here. I'll just change. Okay, let's run it again. Now what I have done on this line, I'm changing the index. Right now index is 0, 1, 2, 3. And now my index is this date column. So this is how the data frame looks like. All right. So I'll just show you another way now. So this is how you fetch historical data by using date in this format. Another way to do the same thing is by using epoch time. Okay, which is so this second method is not widely used, but still you can use it. Okay, now I'll try fetching it for some other stock. Before showing you epoch time, let me fetch for some other stock. So I'll come here. Let's fetch for some MCX commodity. So this is one future data that I have, future instrument. Let's try to fetch data for this. Okay. So when I do right click, I can see the name of the ticker. It is MCX colon silver 24 March future. Okay. So I'll write here. I just need to change this MCX. Then there is colon silver. Okay. 24 March 24 March future FUT. Okay. I'll write the ending date will be today's date, that is 22, and starting date will be 11. So for the last 10 days data I am fetching for. Okay, so if I run the code, you see I've got this data. Now notice the last data point. It is 2022. Okay. Now what is the current time? See, if I just write, if I want to know the current time, I'll write print dt. I need to import the date time library. So let's import it. So I'll write import date time as dt. Now if I want to know the current time, I'll write dt dot date time dot now. So the now function will give me the current time. Okay, now I'll run the code. You see, this is the current time, and this is the latest candle that it is giving me. Notice that whenever I call the function, right now what is the time? It is 24:11. And what is the last candle that I'm getting? I'm getting 2024. The last candle I'm getting is 2023. Okay, it is not giving me the latest candle, right? It should also give me 2024 candle. Oh, okay. It will not give me 2024 candle, right? Why? Because 24 minute is running right now. Once the 24-minute ends, okay, right now it is 42, right? The moment the 24th minute ends, that is when I will be getting 24-minute data too. Okay, see if I'll just run the code again. Right now it is 54. In 5 seconds, I'll get the latest candle. It is 57. It is 25. See, the moment I run the code, now it is 2503 and I'm getting 24 candle also. Okay. So the feature of this history data function, his history function is that it will give you the latest candle data. Okay. And keep in mind that this data will only get once the minute has finished. See, I wasn't seeing, see, right now I'm not seeing 25th minute candle. Why? Because 25th minute candle is passing right now. The moment the 25th minute ends, that is when you'll see the 25th candle also. See, right now it is 34 second. In 25 second, if I run this code again, I should be able to see the 25th candle also, like the candle with 25th minute. Okay, it is 46 in 15 minute. In 15 second, if I run it again, it should show me the 25th candle also. I'll run it again. 1 second. See if I run it again. 2601, I can see 25th candle. Okay. So we
I
will
have
be,
question.
yes,
Show me the output.
output, yeah.
So the after 9-4 and it came to like 821.
Acha, this is because there are a lot of
Yes.
data. This is dot 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 dot. So it is only showing the
And
first 5 and the last 5.
yeah, if I have to see the whole, then
Then what you do, you call a function. Okay, if you want to see the entire data frame, you write print df dot to string. Okay. Now if I run the code again, I should be able to see the entire data frame. See, like the output is too long, so that's why it is not showing. But what you can do, you can save it into a CSV file. That would be a better idea. So what you do, you write df dot to CSV and the data name is data.csv. So if I run the code again, this entire thing will be saved in a CSV file. Now you can look into the CSV file. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3. Then there is 4th minute, 5, 6, 7. All the minutes are there. Okay. All right. Anyone else has
excellent.
any other doubt? Varun, Vinith, any doubt? Nikhil?
No, sir.
All right. Now, see, if you read the documentation, you will come to know there are two ways you can send the start date and end date. One is epoch time and one is this format. Now, I don't see any reason to explain you this because it is not used that widely, but I'll still show you. So what I need to do, I'll take the current epoch time, whatever the current epoch time is, and I'll subtract 5 days from it. So I'll get the start date also. Okay, I'll repeat again what I want to do. By using the now function, I'll get the current epoch number and I'll subtract 5 days from it. I'll get the previous, like the date before 5 days also I'll get. Okay, let's try to do that. So what I'll do, I'll come here. I'll write now epoch equal to dt dot date time dot now dot timestamp. So this will give me current time and previous epoch equal to dt dot date time dot now. Okay, I'll subtract the time delta. So I'll write dt dot time delta. Let's subtract 5 days. Days equal to 5. Okay, and I'll take this entire thing and I'll write dot timestamp. Okay, I'll comment the remaining code for now. Let's print this now epoch and previous epoch. Okay, if I run the code, you see this is how it looks like, because epoch timestamp is a function. I need to write round bracket. Here also I need to write round bracket. So see, I got the number. This is the starting epoch. This is the ending epoch. Okay. Now see, you can also send this entire date time also. Okay, but I'll show you how to send this epoch now. So I'll uncomment everything. So I need to change this resolution to, okay, this will remain 1. Date format will be 0. Okay, and here I'll write previous epoch, and here I'll write now epoch. Okay, now let's run the code and see. It's throwing an error. It is showing epoch time zone needs to be for range from to range date from at 0 from is great. Acha, this is greater than this, it is saying. So now is correct. I'll do one thing. I'll just convert it into integer. Int. This also int. Okay. Now I have both start and end. Now I see I got the same date. Like I got 5 days of data from 19 till 2022. Okay. Right now see what is the time? 2030. It is 2029. Okay. So either you can use epoch time or you can. So now I'll show you one more interesting thing. Now instead of epoch, okay, I'll just do one thing. I'll just copy this entire thing one more time. I'll try sending date time object. Okay. Instead of epoch time or string, I'll try sending a date time object. Remove this and remove this. This is now date. This is previous date. Okay. Here also I'll change date. This is also date. Okay. Now here I'll write a previous date. Here I'll write now date. Okay. Now if I run the code again and again I'll, okay, you need to remove this. Again I should get the same output. Let's see. It is saying epoch 9 needs to, okay. I need to change this to 1. Dates time YY needs to for range to this format is it. Okay. I think it is not supporting this. Okay. It is not supporting date time. So what do? You can use the function. Which function? What you can do, you can use date function, because this contain date time both, right? So I just need date. So I'll write here date, and here also I'll write date. I'll run the code again. You see, again I'm getting the same output. Okay. So always keep in mind, let me explain you on my iPad. So always keep in mind that this date time are always available in 3 format. Date time. One is date time object, one is string, and one is epoch time. Okay. And you should be very convenient transforming it into other type. Okay. So all the broker, like 90% of the broker supports date time. Some broker might not support epoch time, some broker might not support string, but date time almost all the brokers support. So you should always try to convert whatever date time you have, convert it into date time object, and then send it as a start date and end date. Okay. All right. So this is what you should know about the history function. I'll just revise one more time what history function is capable of. History function is capable of fetching historical candle data. Okay. You just need to specify the range from and range to date, and you need to change the symbol. Okay, it will automatically fetch the data. Now, whatever data you're getting is a list of list. You need to first convert this list of list into a data frame. After converting it into a data frame, you can rename your column name, because the column name is 0, 1, 2, 3. You can rename it to date, open, high, low, close, volume. Then you can change your date column, because the data that you get from the broker is of epoch time. Okay, we need to convert this epoch time into a date time. After converting it into date time, I need to remove the I need to change the time zone, and then I remove the time zone. Okay, and I saved it into a file. All right, this is what I have done in this entire code. So anyone has any doubt in this, you can ask me right now. Okay, now you might think, is there a way we can fetch like 10-year, 25-year, 10-year of data of minute level? Because minute level, you cannot fetch more than 7 days of data from Y Finance. Okay, Y Finance has a limitation. So can we fetch, let's say, 5 years of data by using a minute level, 5 years of data by using Fyers? The answer is yes. What you can do, you can fetch 60 days at a time. So Fyers have a limitation that you cannot fetch more than 100 days in one API call. If you are fetching 1 minute data in a single API call, you cannot fetch more than 100 days of data. This is a limitation. So what I did, I wrote a for loop and I keep changing the date. So first I'll fetch first 60 date. I'll just explain you here. Let's say you want 5 years of data. Okay, so I have, let's say this is today's date. Okay, I'll subtract 60 days from it. Let's say this is 1st Jan 2023. So I'll subtract 60 days. So I'll get October 1st. Again, I'll fetch minus 60 days. I'll get some other month like June. Okay, maybe. Like I'll keep subtracting 30 days and I'll keep getting 60 days of data. And then once I've completed the entire 5 year, I'll merge all the data together and finally I'll have a complete data frame. Okay, so I've already written the code for this. I'll just show you. So I've made two functions. One is fetch OHLC. Okay, you just need to send the name of the ticker, the interval, what interval you need 1 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, 1 day of data, and duration. Like you need 10 days of data, write 10. If you need 100 days of data, write 100. See, I'll just copy this function and I'll show you. So first specify the, let's say I want a Nifty bank index data. I want 1 minute data for 50 days. Okay, so if I run the code, you'll see it will give me 50 days of data. See, from right now it is 2022, it is showing 1/3 till 2/22, 50 days of data. I can fetch 100 days of data also. 100. If I run the code, it will give me 100 days of data. It is 11/15 2/22. Now I cannot fetch more than 100. Let's say I want 150 days of data. If I run the code, it throws an error. Why? Because Fyers API has a limitation that you cannot fetch more than 100 days of data in a single API call. So what I did, I created another function. Okay, which is get history. So in this function, I'm using a for loop. I'm using a while loop. So this while loop will fetch 60 days at a time. See, I've written while start less than date, and I'll keep adding 60 days to it. Okay. Now what I'm doing, I'm sending 5,000. So I want 5,000 days of data. How much is 5,000 days of data? Uh, it's a lot. Okay, let's see how much I can get. Or instead of 5,000, let's try to fetch 1,000. 1,000 means 3 years of data. Okay, so I'll print the data and I'll save the data in niftybank.csv file. So let's run the code. So this will take some seconds. Okay, at least 10-15 seconds it should take. See, I found the data. Start date is 2021 05, end date is 2024 02. And look at how many rows are there. There are 250,000 rows. Okay, let's say I want 5,000, 3,000 days of data. If I run the code, it will give me around from 2016 or 17, from 2017 something I'll get the data. It will take some time. You see around 6 lakh data points are there. Starting date is 2017, ending date is 2024. Now I don't know how far you can go. You can try it by yourself. You can increase the number of days and you can see how much data you can get. Okay. So I will be uploading this entire file on the portal. You can use this fetch OHLC function to get any historical data you want. You can use this get history function to fetch more than 100 days of data. Okay. So I hope till here everything is clear. If anyone has any doubt, you can ask me right now. Rabindra, Nikhil, Vidyasagar, Vinith,
No question, sir.
Vidyasagar, Ravindra. Okay. All right. So now, so I've discussed about the history function. Just like history, we have a quote function. So this quote function is used to get latest price of the stock. Okay. See, I'll just copy the code. Let's make a new file. Code.py. Let's paste the code here. So I'm sending two stock data. So you can send more than one stock data this way. Okay, just specify the first ticker name, comma, second ticker name. So if I run the code, I'll get some response. So this is how the response looks like. So this is the latest price of SBI, and you can see there are multiple things. There is bid, ask, there is a lot of thing, and there should be something called as there is volume also. There is this LP. LP represents last price. Okay, right now this stock is not live. So let's try fetching for some other stock like commodity instrument. Just go to history. Let's copy the name of the ticker. See, this is how the data looks like. So what are the different things I have? First, it's a dictionary. First key value is message. Second is code. Third is D. In D, we have got a list of list. So let's try to convert it into a data frame. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll write D is equal to response square bracket D. Then I'll write import pandas as PD. I'll write df is equal to pd dot data frame, and I'll send this D. I'll write print df. Okay. So if I run the code, you see, okay, this is weird. It's a list. Okay, I don't think it's a good idea to convert it into a data frame. Okay, so let's do one thing from this list. So this list starts here and ends here. Let's try to get the last price. Okay, so LP is this. And how can I get this LP? I need to go inside this list. Okay, so first I'll write square bracket 0. Okay, so let's print this much first. I'll write print D. So if I run the code, this is how D looks like. It's a dictionary. Now in this dictionary, I want this starts here. I need to go inside this V. Okay. Think so. Starts here. I need to go inside V. So I'll write square bracket V. So if I run the code, this is the data. Now in this, what I want LP. Right? No, so I can directly write LP. LP. So if I run the code, you see I got the last price. Right now it is 270405. If I run it again, 70412. If I run the code 70412. You can check here also. Right now it is 70412 last price. It is 70413. If I run it again, 13. So quote function gives you the latest price of the stock. History function gives you historical candle data of the stock. Okay. Now there is one more function if you go to documentation, which is called depth, market depth. So market depth gives you the bid ask of the data, bid ask and volume of the data. So you just need to call the function market depth function. So I'll just copy and show you. Copy, paste it here. So I'll try to get the same data. OHLC flag 1. Now if I run the code, you see this is how the data looks like. And if you notice, it is just price, volume, price, volume, price, volume. Okay. So you can see it is ask, and somewhere you should see bid also. See the bids. So it is giving you the bid ask data, or you can say order book data. Okay. So these are the three functions which we have, which you can use to get data. The first is history, which will give you historical data. Second is quote, which will give you the latest last price of the stock. The third is depth. Depth will give you the order book data, that is bid and ask, all those data. Okay, there are a few more things like there is OI data is also available. There is upper check, lower check, ATP, LTQ, CH, tick size, CHP. A lot of things are given. So if you want to know what are these things, just read here. See, they have provided everything. What is this S? S is this. Okay. What is O? O is price at market opening time. What is C? C is price at market closing. What is CH? CH is change value. What is LTQ? It is last traded quantity. What is LTP? It is last traded price. So last traded price is also available in depth. It is also available in quote. In quote, it is LP, last traded price. In depth, it is LTQ. Clear, everyone? So if anyone want to ask anything related to history, quote, and depth, you can ask me right now. Okay. Now let's move to transaction info. Now in transaction info, we have few important function. Like let's say you have placed an order. You want list of all the orders. Okay. So you just call the orders request order function. So if you go to transaction info. If you go to transaction info, you will find this function. The function is order book. Okay, let me show you how this looks. So this is quote. I'll just write a comment. Quotes data. This is depth data. Okay, maybe I should create a new file. Okay, let's create a new file. Let's call it transaction dot py. I'll copy the same code, the starting. So this is the basic stuff you need, that is your access token and client ID. Without this, you cannot do it. Paste it. Now in transaction, there are two or three are very important functions. See, if you go up, extreme up, so they have provided us with a table. See, this is the table. So order placement, there is transaction info, there is basic. Okay, so we have seen the three things in market data. This order placement I cannot show you because market is not open. So I'll provide you a video where I'll record everything in the live market. You can go through that video to understand how order placement work. Transaction info, see, they have these many things. Okay, they have orders, position, trades, holding, funds, and market status. These are all the basic functions that they have. So let me show you orders. So if I write, this is in transaction. This is how you get order book. So if I run the code, you see this is how it looks like. Okay, it is list of all the order that I have placed today. Now in this, I need to go inside this order book. So I'll just copy this order book. So it's a dictionary and key is order book. So I'll write square bracket this. Now I can convert it into a data frame. Okay, I'll write df is equal to pd dot data frame, and I'll send this response in this. So if I run the code, now you should be able to see the data frame. I need to print it, print df. You see, this is how the data frame looks like. Okay, there are a lot of columns. If you want to see this entire thing, you can try it in a Jupyter notebook. Let's create a new trans.ipynb. Paste it here. Let's run it. So if you want to see the full data frame, you can write df.toStrings. And just print it. Print. So if I run this, you'll see the entire data frame. Okay, you see there is client ID, there is exchange, there is FI token. The most important part is this ID. Why it is important? Because if you want to uh, update a order or can modify a order or cancel a order, you need this ID. And status is also important. Status represents what the order status is. Now what are different status? See, if you go here, you see these are different status. So one represents cancel, two represent traded, three represent not currently used, then there is transit, there is rejected, there is pending, there is expired. Now whenever you see two, right, it means it is filled. See, if you see there are a lot of filled orders. Status 222, this is 5. 5, what 5 represents? 5 represent rejected. For some reason the order was rejected. So if you want to know the reason, you can just scroll right. They might have provided, see, they have provided the reason, margin shortfall. Okay. Then
So Sunil, this data is for your order book for
yes,
today.
yes, this is my order book. Okay. So if you have not placed any order, your data frame will be empty. All right. See, these are all the orders placed. Around 60 orders were placed from this account. Okay. What other information you can see? You can see segment also. You can see if you go to the right, segment. See, segment is 10. What does 10 represent? 10 represents equity. If it was 11, it means it was future and option. Okay. You can also see limit price. Now, okay. This is last price. Where is limit price? See, this is limit price. Okay. So if the order is filled, now, how do you know if order is filled? You need to look at status. When status is 2, you see status is 2, it means it was traded. So when it is traded, you can see the limit price. This at this price it was traded. Okay. Now when you see 5, 5 was rejected. So traded price is 0. Now when you see 2, it means it was traded. So the price was 760. Okay. And what else you should know? You can also look at side. So if I go right, there should be something called as side. See, this is side. 1 represent buy, -1 represent sell. And this was the time. So at this time, I bought the stock. At this time, I sold the stock. Okay. There is name of the stock also, XSYSM. This is the name of the stock. If you need the complete name, you can go to symbol. See, there is this symbol which has the complete name. There is NSE colon Hathaway dash EQ, NSE colon Cipla dash EQ. So the complete name of the ticker is also present. Then order validity. So somewhere you will find order validity also. This over here, order validity day. Okay, there are two, either day or IOC. So there are a lot of things. I'm not discussing each and every one of it. So just read about it, you'll understand. Okay, this is how you get order book. Like order means, yeah, you can call it order book. But there are two different order book. Order book is also like when you get bid ask spread, bid ask data, that also we call order book. This is also like your own order book. Now let's go to the next one. So there is something called as holding also. If you want to know all your holding, you need to call the function holding. I'll just add another here. If I run the code, this is how the data looks like. So I need to take this overall. I'll write square bracket overall. If I run the code, this is how it looks like. I'll convert into data frame df equal to pd dot data frame response df. So you see, this is okay. It is not convert. It is not able to convert it. Maybe I can convert it into a series. Let's run the code. You see, this is my current uh, holdings. Okay, so I've shown you order book holding. I've shown you order. Now let's say you want to know positions. You want to know all your position. So there is a function position. So if I run the code, see, this is how the position looks like. So I need to go into net position. Square bracket net position. So if I run the code, what happened here? I can convert it into a data frame. So I'll write df is equal to pd dot data frame response, right, print df. So this is how it looks like. If you want to see the entire data frame, just call the function toString. Not here, here. Dot toString. So I'll run it again. You can see the entire data frame. So keep in mind that when you call the position function, it gives you all your position. Okay. The net quantity is 0, but still it will show you. Okay. Whatever position you held for that day, it will show you all the position. So these are all the stock that I traded today. Okay. And you can see the net quantity is 0. In my holdings, I have only single stock. Okay. But in position, I had a lot of stock. So if I go to setting, if I go here and if I click on all positions, see, these are all the positions that I have. The same position I'm getting here. Okay, a lot of data is available here, like what was the average price, what was the quantity, what was the buy value, what was the sell value, sell quantity. A lot of things are there. If you want to know each of one of them, just read the documentation. Okay, they have provided symbol, ID, buy average, sell quantity, net average, everything they have provided. Okay, then the next one is trade. This is trade book. Paste it. So run the code. This is how trade book looks like. Set square bracket trade book. I can convert this trade book into a data frame too. So I'll write df1 is equal to pd dot data frame response, right, print df1 dot toString. This is how my order trade book looks like. Okay, so I have all the information like client ID, exchange, FY token, order number, exchange order number, trade price, at this price it was traded, segment, product type, trade quantity, symbol, row, order date time, trade value, side, was it a buy or a sell, order type, under tag. So everything is available in trade book. Okay, so these are the three important function. So first is order book, then there is position, and then is trade book. These three are important, others are not that important. So what else they have? Okay, then they have order placement. So I'll show you how to get your funds. See, right now, if you click, go to my account, if you click on If you see, the fund is 490. So how do you get this value? So this is also easy. So you see, there is a fund function. If you see, go to fund section, there is a fund function. Copy it and paste it here. So if I run the code, this is the key value pair. What I need this total balance, right? So it's a first value of the list. So let's square bracket fund limit. So see, it's just a data structure. It's a dictionary. Inside dictionary there is a list. Inside a list there is again a dictionary. So you should be very good with tracing the value. So if I run the code, this is how the dictionary look like. Now the first key value is this. This is the first dictionary. So I'll write here square bracket 0. If I run it again, now there will be a single dictionary. Now in this I want total balance. So I'll copy this total balance. No, not total balance. I want total amount. Square bracket total amount. So if I run the code, I found the total amount. Now I can just approximate into integer. I'll just convert it into int. So if I run the code, this is my account balance. Okay. Other things, I guess I have explained everything. See, if you go to this diagram, I've explained almost everything. I've explained how, like, what are the basic stuff, how to log in and all. Log out should be easy. I'll show you how to log out. Like, no need to do it, but you can figure it out. Okay, it's very easy. You just need to call the logout function. You scroll down. So it should be easy. I don't know the function. There should be some function to log out, but it is not needed. Okay. Then I explained you all the basic function. I have explained all the transaction info, like how to get orders, how to get position, how to get trade, how to get holding, how to get fund. You can also know if the market is open or not. That also you can do. You can try it by yourself. Now this transaction order placement, I cannot show you right now because no, I don't have enough fund to trade on commodity market. So I'll make a video where I'll explain each and every possible order that you can place in Fyers. All the orders I'll explain. I have created a proper Jupyter file. You can see I have a Jupyter file where I've explained all the different order. There is a market order, there is limit order, there is top order market, there is top limit order, there is cover order, there is bracket order. There is bracket order with limit price, then cancel order. And modify order I'll also add modify order also. Okay. I'll just revise one more time what are the things we will be covering in order. First market order, limit order, stop order, cover order, bracket order. And how to modify an order, how to cancel the order. These are all the things I will be discussing. I'll make a video and I'll upload it on the portal. Okay. Now, till here everything is clear. Any doubt, anyone? Now we'll move to the last part, that is WebSocket. Okay, so before I move to the WebSocket, if anyone want to ask anything, you can ask me right now. Vinith, Vidyasagar, Nikhil. So see, each broker, whichever broker you take, there are 5 to 6 important components. First, you need to get access token. That's the first component. Second, you need to get basic information like funds, position, order book, trade book, all those things. Third is data. Data, you want historical data, you need the latest data, or you need the market depth. This is the third thing. Fourth is order placement. What different types of orders are available on that broker, like limit order, all those type of order. And the last part is WebSocket. Okay, take any broker, these 5 components should be there in that broker. Okay, so now we are going to discuss the last part, that is WebSocket. So I'll take a break of 5 minutes. Okay, so after 5 minutes, we will start with WebSocket.